Speaking of that, there it is. MSU basketball held its media day on Tuesday this week, and there's a lot of buzz surrounding this team, Otis. You just talked about it a little bit. You got, behind you the Wall of Fame with a lot of NBA talent. This year's team is very good. Preseason top 5 in just about every preseason poll that's out there. Tom Izzo was able to speak to the media this week, and he had some interesting things to talk about, didn't he?
Oh, he did, man. This is what I love about Coach, right? Like, he's going to tell you how he feels, right? He's not going to hide behind anything. He's going to tell it like it is. He's really the only few coaches in America that is allowed to say what he wants to say. He's earned that. He's earned that right. And for this program and what he's taken it to year over year over year, on top of the recruiting class he brought in this year, the sky is not even the limit. We go above that, right? And so I believe last year, we came in, we weren't even ranked last year, right? We weren't even ranked. No. There was a lot of questions happening where who's going to be the go-to person? Are we down this year? It's going to be a long – I remember people saying it was going to be a long season last year. Like, we are not going to be who, we are typically are in the basketball program. And I just love it because they just sit back and like, all right, we hear that, but y'all not in this with the gym. Like what Rick Ross say, you wasn't in there shooting with me.
Shooting in the gym?
In the gym?
You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym?
Edit that because I should have known that fully word for word verbatim, right? Anywho, I think there's an element of they are just doing the work. They're grinding, and they have always been that gritty blue collar, which you see in this quote. He doesn't hide from that. I am a blue collar coach. I coach a blue collar program. Michigan State's blue collar. I want guys that come here that want to be here and grind and work and be coached hard. And you see that from these guys. These guys are legitimately putting together that, how to sustain this year. We got a lot of people that we play across the country. It's like anytime, anywhere. And so I'm excited. Okay. I'm excited to see the body of work, but the buzz is real. Usually it's a buzz where every year it's like hype, but the buzz is real, man. It is real.
It certainly is real. And here's a couple of quotes from Tom Izzo, head basketball coach of Michigan State basketball right here. We're going to pull him up. And he says, quote, "This is a top program. We built it into a top program. Everybody does it a different way. I've hid about nothing that it's a blue-collar program, a blue-collar university, and I'm damn proud of it. And that's the way it's going to stay as long as I'm here." Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
Hey, like you just said, he says what he means what he says. And right there is him telling people, like, look, this is not a flashy, glitzy type of program. This is definitely blue-collar, meat and potatoes, going to hit you in the mouth and grind it out. And that's how they play the game.
Absolutely. You got to think about it. Like, for me, if we know the sport, we know, programs talk about the programs where they may mention, like, in my opinion, that quote right there is calling out all the other programs. Like, I'm not saying the program that I'm saying, I'm just saying what we're about, right? Like, I think that's the element of the professionalism of, hey, I know what we are. I know my identity. I know our players and our program identity. And this is what it is. So calling all recruits, basically, that's the call of calling all recruits. Like, you want to come here and you want to wear the green and white, this is what it is. Like, straight up. Like, ain't no gray area coming in. Like, that's the element of setting that tone from jump. And I love it. I get chills thinking about it, like, the guy who would not want to play for Coach Izzo. And, like, that's the element. He's using that to his advantage.
Yeah. Speaking of players that want to play for Tom Izzo, Jeremy Fears, the freshman guard, he had a quote about him, and he said some pretty high praises. Here, another quote from Tom Izzo, head basketball coach at Michigan State. "Fears is my Mateen Cleaves 20-something years later. He's a leader. He's vocal. He's helpful. He's gained a little weight, and he's gained some strength. He has to still continue to work on his shot, but has all the qualities to be a hell of a guard here." Now, I haven't heard that out of a freshman be praised like that out of the mouth of head coach Tom Izzo, and I don't think ever.
Now, I would say, I feel like he said it with Travis Walton from a leadership standpoint. Like there's been qualities and characteristics in each of the guards we've had. But when he says full out, like he don't say that lightly because Mateen is a son to him. Like he is part of the family. And so, like you say it, like he don't throw that out lightly. And so for the respect of putting that on the shoulders of a freshman. Now, I was able to witness Jeremy Fears when he was with Lalo Lemire. And he was playing our Springfield Hoopall Classic when I used to work for Learfield RMG. But I remember being there. It was his ESPN top recruit. He had Michigan State, but he was on that squad there. And then obviously last year, he transferred back home to play with his brother. And this guy's game, like I was thinking about comparisons of like a Nate Robinson. Like he has the athleticism and like the slash, driving, taking the ball from one end to the next end, and he can lift, like he can jump, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's an element of
down on the rim.
He can go, man. And I think that's a high motor. Like that's a guy who he doesn't seem like a freshman. Like he's played high competition basketball all the way in high school leading up to here. So he's been battle tested. And I feel like they may think he's undersized, but he's stopped like a little cornerback, man. That's what Coach Izzo loves, man, with those guys that they got a little beat to him where, he's going to lock down on defense, but I'm going to show you how I work with it. So Jeremy Fears is one of those guys. Now, Cohen Carr, though, on the other hand, you got Xavier Booker. Those are those guys that, I mean, listen, bro, like this boy's a tall drink of water. Like he's lanky, like he's a Kevin Durant type look, you know what I mean? So the physicality is maybe something they may question, but this is added element to what we already have, which is crazy. That's crazy. What we already have. And so the depth for when we had no depth last year, where we was like depleted, man, we done got it back, man. You still can't work about Trey Holloman. Like you can't forget about him and how he did things too. And maybe Jax Kohler and Cooper, like all those guys, you can start name dropping. And we got seniority, we got senior leadership. It is a epic fail if we don't get to that promised land in the national championship.
Ooh, epic fail, man. I mean, AJ Hogarth's a guy, and then here's a quote that he had from Tyson Walker right here. And he says during the media days a couple days ago, we said it last year, we're the best court in the Big Ten, and now we feel like we're the best backcourt in the nation for sure. We just got to go out and prove it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing's given, baby. Nothing's given. But they're going to come out and they're going to demand respect. And I think that's an element out. But I just saw Jay Nix a few minutes ago, man. Like, that dude's he got compared to Gary Harris. Like, Izzo's throwing him up now. Like, he has this year.
I haven't heard this out of him in preseason now. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking about a freshman he's giving Mateen Cleaves praise to, and he hasn't officially played for Michigan State yet, in front of the crowd. This is amazing. And we've all seen different highlights of these guys collectively around, and you've seen them up close. You're over there right now. They're practicing, bro, with you. Bro.
So I've never seen in my life a kid that flies. And Cohen Carr, he flies in the air. And I'm talking like it looks not even human, like the way he flows. And you got dreads too, so that thing like kind of gives you also a little flair. Like he says he's going to be probably the best dunker in Michigan State's history. And we know we've had some outstanding dunkers, like guys that can go above the rim. This dude lives there. He sleeps and naps there. Like I've seen it. Usually you see highlights like, oh yeah, but when you go in person, you're like, I've never seen anything. Like even the pros that were here for that grind week, they're looking like, oh my. He's built like
basketball, isn't it?
He's built like a wide receiver. Like man, listen. I'm excited to see, like, if you're in town, you got to come out to Midnight Madness next Friday, and you got to witness it for yourselves because hockey and basketball, those two are the hottest tickets in town. And you standing like you're gonna be like, if you don't get tickets now, don't be hitting nobody up really, because ain't nobody gonna have any tickets.
I know a way to get some tickets. I know you need to call up my man Otis if you got a business and you want to market it. Look, this is the hottest show in the nation, not just in town. Call Otis, and I'm sure you'll get some tickets that way. get some get your business
ABC,
out there, man.
Hey, always be closing, baby. We always get a corporate partnership in there.
All day long.
All day long, right?
It works. It works, and you don't have to pay $20 million like you might have to downtown Detroit. I'm just saying.